Douglas from Stroudsburg. We made this film because we want to be your winch company. Building a quality product is only part of the story. Knowing that service and parts are available when and where you need them makes up the other part of the story. We're going to take you from Texas to Maine, where you'll hear firsthand what marine dealers and fishermen have to say about the Stroudsburg winch. First, let's take a quick look at what goes into building a Stroudsburg winch. Now that you know how fast we can build a winch, let's meet the man that's behind it all, Al Groner.
When I graduated from the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania, 1931, as you know, there were very few jobs available. So I came here thinking that I'd only be here a short time, but I've been here ever since. My dad came here in 1905, 2 years after the company was formed, and learned his machinist trade. Well, he was all work. He never forgot about the company, even weekends. He was a real hard-working person, and it was only 3 or 4 years after that he became shop foreman, which title he held until the middle of the 1930s, at which time Dad and I purchased the corporation from the former owners. Well, I would say that there's nothing fancy about our operation, but we just try to make the best product in the best possible way. And I guess our customers agree with us because we've done well over the years in manufacturing hoists. But also, and very important, I think, our policy of making prompt shipment of replacement parts direct from our plant or from our various distributors located from Maine to Texas. Along these lines, let me say that we have recently installed a telex to provide better worldwide communications.
Now we hope you'll come along with us as we visit fishermen and some of our distributors along the coast. In addition to talking to some of our distributors, you will see the Stroudsburg winch in action on both a shrimp boat and a stern trawler. We're beginning our visits at the most southern point of the U.S. mainland, Brownsville, Texas. Our distributor here is Sea Garden Sales Company. The first person I spoke with was Marvin Connor. Marvin, how long have you been dealing with Stroudsburg?
But we've been handling Stroudsburg for approximately 25 years.
Are you satisfied with the services Stroudsburg is giving you?
Yes. When we order parts or hoists in here, we have no problem at all in getting the merchandise or the material.
How about with customer problems? If you have a customer that's not satisfied, do they work with you to try to get things straightened out?
Anytime that we do have a problem with the hoist or the parts, Stroudsburg is always there to take care of us and send our parts in when we need them.
How large an area does your sales territory cover?
We handle Stroudsburg from here to Galveston, and we have a salesman that covers the entire coast.
Mr. Richardson, how many years have you been here with Seagarden Sales?
Been here for 19 years. 19 years the 1st of April.
And what is your position with Seagarden?
General manager.
Are you satisfied with the work you get from Stroudsburg Winch?
Yes, we've been very pleased with the service and with the quality of the hoist that we get.
Mr. Hardy, I understand you've been involved with the fishing industry and shrimping in particular for most of your life. Is that right?
That is correct. I laughingly say that I was practically born on the fish house floor. My father and my uncle were in this business a long time after the World War I, and naturally I hung around the docks and was very interested in the fishing aspect. And as I grew older, I began to work in the factories. I'd fish in the summertime. I'd be a crew member aboard the boats. And I went on from there, and when I finished school, I decided I wanted to go in this business, and then I got one boat, two boats, and eventually worked myself up to an owner of a fleet.
I guess as an owner of a shrimp boat and being in the business, you got to know Al Groner in Stroudsburg pretty well over the years.
Oh, yes, I've known Al for many, many years, and I've always admired the manner in which he handled his business, and as everyone knows in the shrimping business, he makes about the best winch that could be made.
Have you always had good service over the years when you needed service from Stroudsburg?
There's never a time that we could not get parts nor service when was needed.
Many people come to Stroudsburg because Stroudsburg is in so many places. No one offers round-the-clock spare parts service like Stroudsburg's coastal network of distributors. North or south, you're probably only minutes away from Stroudsburg. Continuing on with our trip, our next stop is in Alabama. I'm here at Kennedy Engine Company in Mobile, Alabama with Mac McGinney, one of our distributors. Mac, how many years have you been with Kennedy?
About 24 years.
And how many years have you been dealing with Stroudsburg Engine Works?
24 years.
24 years, that's good. In those years, has Stroudsburg given you the kind of service that you like to have?
The best in the world. We really, really like what Stroudsburg has been doing for us. Thank you.
They give you a good response when a customer has a problem?
Immediately.
And you generally have some winches in stock right here for immediate delivery, don't you, Mac?
Yes, we carry a pretty good line in stock, with the exception of the smaller ones. The larger ones we carry out on the floor, 747, 620s, 520 double drums, and 501As. And also 501AEs, the electric ones.
From Mobile, we're moving on to Biola Battery and John Hauser at Coleman Marine. John, how many years have you been with Coleman Marine?
I've been with Coleman Marine 11 years. The company's been in business for 25 years.
What's your position with Coleman Marine now, John?
I'm the general manager.
John, are you satisfied with the kind of service that Stroudsburg's been giving you?
Yes, Stroudsburg has always given us good service and has continued to.
From here, we're moving on to the west coast of Florida to visit with Standard Marine at Tampa. Through Standard Marine and their multifaceted communication system, Stroudsburg reaches South America and other parts of the world.
Stroudsburg Engine Works.
Hello, Russ. This is Mac down at Standard.
Mac, how are you?
Say, Russ, I got a rush order here for some parts to go export that we don't have in stock. How soon can you get them down to me? Yeah, I can give you a list of them.
Okay, yeah. What do you want, a set of friction liners and a pinion gear and a key? Yeah, I can, yeah, we can get those out promptly. Anything else? Okay, well, beg pardon? No, that's all right. We'll take care of that. Yeah, I'll be able to get it out today. UPS hasn't picked up yet. Okay. Right. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Russ. Bye.
Steve, how many years have you been with Standard Marine?
Bill, I've been with Standard Marine 9 years.
And what is your position with Standard Marine?
Vice President, Co-Vice President in the Sales Department.
Are you satisfied with the kind of service that Stroudsburg's been giving you?
Yes, sir. We've had excellent service from Stroudsburg.
If you have a problem with a customer, does Stroudsburg respond promptly for you?
We can get on the phone, and in no time at all, we can have technical advice or price, anything we need in no time.
We're here this morning in St. Augustine, Florida, at Marine Supply and Oil, where we hope to talk to many of the captains who use Stroudsburg winches. We want to find out firsthand from them what kind of service they get from Stroudsburg, how good a job Stroudsburg does, and how many years they've been using Stroudsburg winches. We're here on board the fishing vessel Miss B with Captain Hewitt. Captain Hewitt, where are you fish out of as your home port?
In Carolina, Holden's Beach, North Carolina.
Holden Beach, North Carolina. How many years have you been a fisherman?
About 14 years.
How many boats have you worked on in that period of 14 years?
Only 2.
Only 2?
Only 2.
Have you always had a Stroudsburg winch on the boat you worked on, or have you had others?
Yeah, I've had another boat, and all of them that I have worked on had Stroudsburg.
Are you satisfied with the kind of a job a Stroudsburg winch does for you?
Well, it didn't me such a good job on the other boat, so I decided to put one on this one, and so far it's done me good on this one.
And how old is this particular winch?
Well, this particular winch is 2 years old.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you very much.
Check it out, Sergeant.
I'm on board the fishing vessel, Captain Jeff, with Captain Volford. Captain Volford, what's your home port?
Supply, North Carolina.
How many years have you been a fisherman, Captain Volford?
About 30.
And in those years, have you used a Stroudsburg winch a good bit of that time?
All the time, 30 years.
Are you satisfied with the kind of service that the Stroudsburg winch gives you?
That's right.
Have you always worked with this particular model Stroudsburg winch, or have you used other sizes besides?
We use a smaller one in the 520.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're on board the Captain Jeffrey with Captain Milliken. Captain Milliken, what's your home port?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
How many years have you been a fisherman?
Well, about 30 of them. All my life.
All your life, pretty much, then?
Every bit of it.
Have you had a lot of experience using a Stroudsburg winch?
Yeah, quite a bit of it.
Which winch have you used over those years most? Which model winch?
I used the Stroudsburg, the 518 and 515.
Do they usually do a good job for you?
Yeah, they're good winches.
Do you get parts when you need them? Do you have any problem getting parts or anything like that if you need service?
No, you can get them most anywhere. Everybody but Sears and Roebuck carries them.
Okay, fine. Thank you very much. One of Stroudsburg's oldest and best friends is the Foley family at Marine Supply and Oil. Darrell, your family's been interested in the fishing business and involved in it pretty seriously for a long time, haven't they?
Bill, we have. As you probably know, and everyone in Stroudsburg, I guess we've been dealing with them since my grandfather was first in the fishing business in the production of shrimp here in Florida, and used Stroudsburg Hoists on his boats back, I guess, over 40 years ago. When we developed our supply operation, which we have here in St. Augustine today, a natural line for us to carry was, of course, Stroudsburg Hoists and parts. And since that time, we've been with Stroudsburg for, gosh, close to 30 or 40 years now in the supply business. We have developed a very good network of supply, not only here in Florida, but also in South America. As you know, we go to most of the Central American and Northern South American countries, distributing Stroudsburg Hoists and parts. It's been a very good and very profitable line for us. all of our customers that use them have always told us that Stroudsburg has been a very reliable and very dependable hoist. Parts have always been very much available, and we have found that our customers have come to depend on Stroudsburg as the hoist that they would ask for or use in their fishing operations. We have also had people tell us that even in their fishing operations that they found that many uses that they have for the hoist are beyond what they ever imagined or had experience with in other brands. So Stroudsburg Hoist for us is a very, very big part of Marine Supply and Oil Company here in St. Augustine.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm talking now with Mr. Elroy Leonard from Charlotte, North Carolina. Mr. Leonard owns several shrimp boats. Mr. Leonard, how many boats have you built over the years?
I've built 25 myself, and I've had some that I bought that other people built. I started out in, built the first one I think in 1952, and I put a 515, I believe it was, on that Stroudsburg. And out of the 25 boats I built, I put 23 of them has had the Stroudsburg.
Does Stroudsburg give you the kind of service and do the job for you?
Stroudsburg's done a wonderful job for me. You know, staying strictly in the shrimp business, I don't need for, I'm not a deep water shrimper. And I went from the 515 to the 518 as I built larger boats. Then I went to the 520, and then I've got, I believe I put four of these hydraulic systems on, and then mostly 520s is what I've used in the recent years.
Now we're going to see firsthand how a 520T works on one of Mr. Leonard's boats. Back on dry land, we're going to visit now with our friends at Standard Hardware, located at the birthplace of the shrimping industry. We've always been pleased that Standard Hardware maintains a fine inventory of Stroudsburg winches ready for delivery. Now, a few words with Mickey McCree. Mickey, how many years have you been here with Standard Hardware?
3. 1 in Key West and 2 here.
What is your position now with Standard Hardware?
General manager of this branch.
Are you satisfied with the kind of service that Stroudsburg has been giving you?
Yes, we're very well pleased with it.
When you have a problem with a customer, do you get response when you need it?
Yes, we make a phone call and they take real good care of us.
Heading north, our next stop is Beaufort, North Carolina at Barber Marine. In addition to maintaining an inventory of new hoists and parts, Barber Marine has a complete machine shop. Nelson, where does your job take you in selling marine supplies?
Well, we travel an area from Wanchese all the way down to, actually we get about St. Mary's, Georgia, which is about 75 miles south of Brunswick, all through Frogmore, South Carolina, all in those areas.
Why do you sell Stroudsburg hoists?
We sell Stroudsburg hoists because throughout the years, everyone has always called for a Stroudsburg hoist. We feel it's the best hoist on the market, and we'll give the fishermen what they desire out of a hoist. And that's our reason for going to Stroudsburg hoist, and we've sold them for about 18 years.
Good. How about service? Do you get parts when you need them?
The service is excellent. We get parts immediately. If for any reason we might not have a part, one telephone call and it's expedited out of the factory the same day. And this is an asset to a man when the winch is down and the boat can't shrimp or fish until it's repaired.
Now we're on board the brand new American Eagle, fishing out of Point Lookout, New York. The American Eagle utilizes a pair of Stroudsburg's model 1278 split winches.
far as the for structure as the Stroudsburgs. All right. We selected them. Another reason was the close proximity of Stroudsburg to our home port, in that if we had to replace a part, we could replace it within a one-day period and have, you know, not too much of a downtime on the winches if they should go. I've used them before. I had a set of Stroudsburg on my boat before, my smaller boat, and I never had an ounce of problem with them. And we were looking for something that had an awful lot of reliability to it. So that, and like I say, we dealt with you before, and we liked the service we got before, and when we asked the question, we got the answer for it. If we needed something, we got it right away. That's, you know, the considerations that we took when we selected them. And like I say, you worked with us. When we did decide on the winches, we made some changes, and it was nice because you worked with us, which we were very happy with. We're more than happy with what we have on the boat right now. We've only made a couple sets with them, but they're what we want, let's put it that way. We don't think we can break them.
How big is your new boat?
80 foot. For 80 foot, she's 90 ton net and 125 gross.
Back on dry land again, we're heading for Rhode Island. I try to make it a point to visit with all of our distributors and renew our friendship as often as possible. I'm standing here now in the dock at Rhode Island Engine Company at Point Judith, Rhode Island, with Barry Gallup, the owner of Rhode Island Engine Company. Barry, how long have you been here?
We've been here for 15 years now, 1965.
And Barry, you've been doing business with Stroudsburg for, I guess, 5 or 6 years now, isn't that right?
That's right. We started with Stroudsburg when they took on their dealer program.
Are you satisfied with the kind of service that Stroudsburg's been giving you in response to your customer needs?
Yes, we get very good parts service, and any problems we've had technically, we've always been able to talk to the engineers at the factory, and that's a big help for us because when we need answers, we have to have them right now. We can't wait for a letter to take place in the mail.
Okay, thank you very much, Barry. A nice place to end any trip was here in Stonington, Maine, and nice people to be with are the Billings at Billings Diesel. I'm standing here now with Mr. Billings of Billings Diesel inside his machine shop in Stonington, Maine, and we'd like to ask Mr. Billings a few questions. Mr. Billings, how long have you been in the business?
I have been here around 13 years, and I started here with Stroudsburg at about that same time.
Have you been satisfied with the kind of service that Stroudsburg's been giving you?
They have been giving us excellent service. I've been very happy with them, and hope we have a continued happy relation.
Which winches are the most popular in this particular area?
Well, most of the winches that we are selling in this area is the 518 and 519 winch that most of the men are using now.
Okay, thank you very much. During our trip, we have traveled over 2,000 miles to visit a few of the 22 different locations where Stroudsburg parts are available. You've seen and heard firsthand how the people who do business with Stroudsburg feel about us. We hope that if you are not already a Stroudsburg customer, you'll become a member of our family of friends. And remember, the fisherman's choice is a Stroudsburg hoist.